Hello, hello. Welcome everyone. Happy Sunday. Hope you're doing well. Please say hi as you jump on. For anybody who's new watching this later, maybe you're not watching it live, maybe you're watching it as a replay here on Facebook or on YouTube, there won't be a little live red button up here. So, but if there is a live red button, that means you're watching it live. So welcome, and if you are watching, whether it's live or later on, please be commenting throughout the video. I do drawings for my comments for free product, and I do that for live and later for those who watch the replay. So make sure to comment throughout the video to get entries into the drawing. If you don't know me, my name is Jeri Mobley, also known as the Shameless Stamper. You can find me on Facebook and YouTube at Shameless Stamper, also at shamelessstamper.com if you want to check out the website and maybe do some shopping through Stampin' Up. You can do that through me through my Shameless Stamper website. So please find me wherever you wish on the web. And yeah, so also if you'd like to get my updates and things like that, please text me. I'm happy to include you in that. You can also get my free calendar by texting me your email address. All the things, right? So thank you for joining me today. Today we are doing Scrapbook Sunday, which is super fun for those of you that are scrapbookers. If you're not a scrapbooker and maybe you just make cards, that's okay. You know, you can still learn from watching people scrapbook on ways to do things for cards. So I always watch both. Of course I do both, but nonetheless, I do use techniques I see people use scrapbooking on cards and vice versa. So don't hesitate to watch this if you don't actually do memory keeping. However, if you are a memory keeper, I hope that you have checked out our new kits that we've had now for about a year. They're awesome, they're amazing, and we're going to check out a new one today. So in our new annual catalog, this is the new annual catalog, by the way. If you need one, let me know. I'm happy to send it to you. We have memory keeping in a couple of locations. The first one is our kits. Now they have the kits toward the front of our catalog because this is kind of the area that they see for maybe our beginner scrapbookers. Does that mean that if you're not a beginner, you shouldn't use this? No, I'm not a beginner. I'm an avid crafter, but I love these kits. They're awesome. And of course you can alter them. You can use them differently, or you can use them as is. It's completely up to you. So this kit we're doing today, called Memories in Bloom, you can find here on page 14 and 15 in the catalog. And it tells you everything that is in this kit in general. And you can also see the 3 layouts that you will be making doing this kit. So if there's any additional products required to finish the kit as is, it will have those products listed here. Now this particular one doesn't require anything that most of you probably don't already have, just, you know, your typical tools. Okay, and then on page, let's see, I gotta find it, hold on. Where is it? That is the question. Here we go. I was like, I know, or is this the, okay. So then on page, starting on page 40 through, wow, 47, but in particular, this spread right here on 42 and 43 is the Florals in Bloom suite. So if you would like to use other products alongside the kit, you can. This is one, these are some of those products. The paper is here, not with the stickers. I'm going to show you that in a second, but just the paper if you want that. The embellishments and the 2 bundles that coordinate with this kit. So all of that is here as well, which is awesome. And then one more thing that coordinates, if I can get to it, I should have marked these pages, I apologize for not doing that, is on page 66 and 67, and this is the designer series paper with the added stickers, also the coordinating assorted 12 by 12 cardstock, and the Memories in Bloom memory keeping stamp set. Now, does that mean that you can't use these stamp sets, memory keeping, or vice versa, use these for cards? No, you can use both, which is awesome. So they coordinate together, which is awesome. I love that. I like using different products that coordinate. I think it's amazing. So these different products all coordinate together and you can use them all together. So we're going to do some of that today. All right, so let me mark that just so that I don't lose track of where that is. I'm going to set it over here. I'm going to grab my stamp set because I completely spaced grabbing that. So that is called Memories in Bloom, and where did I set it? It is somewhere. Here it is. I was like, I know, I ordered the stamp set. So this is the stamp set that they kind of created to go with your memory keeping for these products that coordinate, and I love this. So really beautiful. I love this on this day stamp in particular. And of course I can use this for every scrapbook page I ever make if I want to, which is really nice. So you can put on this day and then you can write the date there, which is super cute. Or a type of something that you want to remember if you want to as well. So anyway, I do love these particular stamp sets that we've been putting out because they do have bigger sentiments, which while they can be used on cards is super nice for scrapbooking because a lot of times we like bigger things on our scrapbook pages, and so I super love this. So I wanted to make sure to show you that. Catching on your phone. Oh, hello everyone. So if you're new, please say hi. Let us know that you're new so we can welcome you. We've got lots of regulars on today. Jolene, Tanya, Michelle, Jill, Simone, Geraldine, Ruthie, welcome everyone. But if you're on and you're new, please say hi because we would love to know that you're new and welcome you. And maybe let us know where you're from if you're new as well. Of course, you can always say where you're from when you're on here, but some of this on my phone. Okay. Oh, you're at your family reunion, Ruthie. Thanks, Michelle. I was just about to say that. So also let me know what's in your cup. What are you drinking right now? I'm having my Chai Rooibos herbal tea. Michelle's having her Dr. Pepper Zero with blackberry. I had heard they had put out a new blackberry Dr. Pepper, and my husband was like, hey, do you want to try that at some point? And I was like, you know, we don't really have sodas in our house, but at some point I think we'll probably try it because it sounds really good. So you'll have to tell me, do you like it, Michelle? Obviously you're having Dr. Pepper Zero, but, you know, do you like the blackberry flavor in the Dr. Pepper? It sounds like it would be really yummy. So, all right. So it is a dreary, hot and gross day here, unfortunately. So what a perfect day to be at home scrapbooking, right? Oh, goodness. Water's always good. I have water here next to me. Caffeine soon, she says. All right, so let me show you the products that we're going to be playing with today. So the big showpiece here today is the Memories in Bloom, the Memories in Bloom scrapbooking kit. And so I'm going to show you that first, and then I'll show you some of these other coordinating products. So this is the kit, and these are the instructions that come in it. I just pulled them out to put on the table. We'll go over these in just a second. But in the kit, and yes, our kits come in these sealable bags, which I love. I'd like for all of our stuff to come in that, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, so in the kit, you have your papers. Now, are the papers the same as the other paper? Well, no, not exactly. Yes, some of the designs are the same, but they're not all the same. I hope that makes sense. So I think, actually, let me check. I think I already did. Hold on. Let me grab it. If I can find it. Maybe. Maybe not. I thought it was in here. Did I not do that? What's it called? Oh, Florals. It's called Florals in Bloom. So the paper, yeah, I was like, I'm not finding it. Okay, so here is I'll take it out of my binder here. So here is the Florals in Bloom paper that you can buy by itself. And you can see this design is this design here, And on the back, yes, it has the same design that is in the regular paper. Also, this design is in here. And there's 2 sheets of this, 2 sheets of this with the green on the back. We also have the rainbow one, which is, I think, now that I'm looking at it, I think it's this one. Is it that one or is it this one? No, I think it's this one. And there seems to be only 1 sheet of that. And on the back side of it is this design. So it is a little bit different. Instead of having this on the back, it has this on the back. Then we have 2 sheets of this design, which is one-sided. And you can see it's really not like any of the other designs in the paper. It is the same Secret C color as this one, but it is a different design. So this is going to be used for some of our backgrounds, or actual sheets. And then also we have this one, which is one-sided as well. And again, is just kind of like a color wash pattern. So you can see that is also not in the paper. So plenty of the designs are not in here, but there are some extras that are. So that is one of the reasons why I love using these together, because they coordinate and give me more options for the things that I can use. Okay. Also in the kit is the cardstock. And so you have, oops, sorry, that's our stickers. We have 1 sheet of yellow, 1 sheet of, and this is, I believe this is Darling Duckling. Hold on, I don't want to tell you wrong. I'm pretty sure it's Darling Duckling. Yeah, it's Darling Duckling. Then we have 1 sheet of Granny Apple Green, and these are the 2-sided papers that we now have that are white core, and one color is lighter than the other. So one side is lighter than the other. We have 2 sheets of Secret C. So here's a good example. See that? That's a lighter shade of Secret C. And we also have 1 of Petunia Pop. And then finally, there's 2 sheets of white. So that's all the cardstock. And then also in the kit, you're going to get a sheet of stickers, which this is the same sheet of stickers that you can purchase with the standard Designer Series paper if you like. You cannot buy it alone, but you can buy it with the paper. And then it also has this sheet of stickers. So there's 2 sheets of stickers in this kit. The one that you can buy on its own is like the first one you saw there, okay? But this is the second sheet of stickers that comes in the kit, which includes this gorgeous, huge Mother's Day, which I love. All right, so we just had Mother's Day, which means this is perfect for scrapbooking any pictures that you might have had from Mother's Day that you are interested in scrapbooking for that. By the way, the kit we'll be doing next month is the one that you might want to use for Father's Day, which is the adventure one, which is super cute. Also in the kit, you always get some photo placeholders. So basically what these are ways to help you figure out how you want to place things on your scrapbook pages. I actually keep these from every single kit that I get and reuse them over and over again when I'm making my own scrapbook pages. So these are really awesome. They're basically a tool that you can use over and over and over again for figuring out where you're gonna put your photos. So love these. And you get different sizes and different kits. So this one has several of the 3x4, the 4x4, and also a couple 4x6s. Now on your instructions, it does tell you here what photos you want to gather for your projects ahead of time, should you want to do it that way. I'm not going to be using photos today. I'm just going to be making the pages, but you can do that at the same time if you'd like to, or you can do it like I'm going to do, which is add my photos later. So if you do add your photos at the same time, or even when you come back later, you can use this as a guide to tell you what you're going to need. You're going to need this many that are going to be 3x4 in portfolio style. You're going to need 3x4 landscape. You're going to need 4x4s, and you're going to need 2 4x6 in, I said portfolio, portrait. I don't know why I said portfolio, portrait style. So, so this tells you exactly what number you need for each of the projects, okay? And then it shows you on the instructions the full project, just so you can get an idea of what pictures you might want to use by looking at what the overall project is going to look like, okay? Awesome about the photo list. Oh, this, yes, I love it. So this shows you you're going to have 15 photos in all for these 3 layouts. And so that is really, really helpful to know exactly what sizes you're going to need. Okay. So that said, moving right along, let me show you, before we get into the kit anymore, the actual paper from the Florals in Bloom Designer Series paper. So you get 2 of each sheet in this, and like I said, you can buy this by itself, or you can buy it with the sticker, the sticker sheet, okay? And mine's still in the plastic, but you can buy the sticker sheet with this as well, okay? So this is what the paper looks like. There is this sheet that has all the different ones on it with this on the back. We have this one, which is in the kit, and it's back, same thing. This one's in the kit, as is the back. Then you've also got this one with the little plus side with the strawberry slush. And my favorite sheet is this one right here, which isn't in the kit. Love that one. And then finally this one here with the purple flowers on the back. So you have lots of great designs. You'll get 12 sheets in the paper pack, 2 of each of those designs that you just saw. And then finally, the last product that I'm going to show you is the Memories in Bloom 2-tone cardstock assortment pack. So this has 2 sheets of Darling Duckling, 2 sheets of Granny Apple Green, 2 of Petunia Pop, 2 Secret Sea, 2 Coastal Cabana. That almost looks like, I don't know, for those of you that remember Bermuda Bay. No, this might be Summer Splash. Sorry, I bet that's Summer Splash. I was like, that's too dark. That can't be Coastal Cabana. It's Summer Splash. Okay, and then 2 Pumpkin Pie. No, it's Timid Tiger. Okay, 2 Timid Tiger. Sorry, sometimes they're close enough in color. I wasn't sure if that was Pumpkin Pie or Timid Tiger. So you've got 6 colors here, 2 of each in the assorted pack. And of course you can buy all of these individually in a pack of 10 if you want more of a certain color, okay? But this assorted pack is available right now while supplies last with the Memories in Bloom kit. Should be available throughout the entire catalog. Okay, as far as I understand. Okay, so, and then the coordinating product of the dots, which I didn't grab, sorry. Let me grab them here. Where are you? I know you're in here, if I can find them. Is this right here, which is the 25-27 in color flat pearls is what these are called, and these coordinate as well. So if you want to add some embellishments to any of your layouts, you can use this as well. Ooh, iced coffee, that sounds lovely. How are you, Jeffrey? Hello, everyone that has joined since I started. Welcome to the group. Oh, somebody's having alcohol. It started. Oh, 2 of you at least are having alcohol. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? All right, so let's go ahead and get started with this kit. First off, I like to take the staple out of my instructions. Do you have to? No, y'all can keep it together if you prefer. I'm going to take the staple out. I just prefer doing that over folding it over and making a mess of it. I can always restaple it later if I really want to. So I just do that, but that's just me, okay? All right. So I showed you the front of this. Then as you turn the page, you're going to see that this is a cutting guide. So this tells you exactly how to cut each one of the sheets in your kit. And we're going to go through that whole process. Then it goes through each page, front, left, and right side. So front and back are left and right side of each of the pages that we'll be doing. So these 3 are how to put them together. So that said, one of the things that I like to do is, and we're going to do it like this for this one, I can see what the backgrounds are, and it even says right here, use the Summer Splash exclusive paper for the base, use the Secret Sea exclusive paper for the base, use the white. So that's what I'm going to do first, is I'm going to grab those sheets and I'm going to make 3 piles. So I've got my 3 piles. Okay, so we're going to do pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. And I'm going to add my instructions for those. Now, not always, sometimes the way these are printed, they're printed like this and you can't do this, but in this particular case I can. So I'm going to go ahead and do it that way. And I will set these off to the side so that as I cut things, I can put them in their appropriate pile for playing with later. Okay, so I'm just making my 3 little piles here that I will add to as I cut. Okay, so coming back to this, we're going to start cutting. So I'm going to start with page 2. And this is going to use that first sheet in our kit, which is this one. It always shows you how your paper should be facing. So if you look at it here, the design is directional. Not all of our papers are, but this one is. And so it's showing you that your orientation needs to be with the flowers going up for cutting here, and then you can adjust after that, right? And it does show the first cut for this one here. I'm going to point out if I think you should change anything. So first off, I'm going to point out that I would make a change and make this my first cut on this second sheet that we'll be doing in a minute. That way you can cut this piece next and have one long piece. The longer your scraps are, the bigger they are, the less of the little teeny pieces you have, the more you'll be able to use them in different ways. If you need to cut them down later, that's fine, but I prefer my scraps to be as big as possible. So this would be one scrap, and then this long piece would be a scrap if I cut here first, okay? Rather than having 3 little pieces left over. Does that make sense? I hope so. So as I go along, I will point out if I feel like you need to change your first cut line. It does have a scissor mark here for your first cut, and I'm just saying I would change the second one to this. So hopefully that'll make sense as we go. Okay, so that said, I'm going to grab my trimmer, and you guys can follow along with me. If the, so each one of these pieces, for instance, you can see here it says, and you might not be able to see that if you're just looking on screen, but it says 2F 8x4. Okay, so, and then this one says 2B 8x8. So, can everybody see that? So this piece here and this piece are both 8. That means I'm cutting it 8. So that'll help you figure out how you're cutting. Also, the 2, the number, 2F and 2B, both of these are going to go with project number 2. F is the piece. So F is the piece within project 2. B is the piece within project 2. If it has an asterisk by it, like, let me find one, like this one here. Do you see the asterisk here? Then that means you're going to use the reverse side of it when you use it on the sheet. So even though I'm cutting it with my design going this way, cut, 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 I am going to flip this one over when I actually use it on my project so that I'm using this design, the back design. And you can see because the back is also got an asterisk on it. Now, all that is basically explained right here. So I just wanted to make sure everybody knows what I'm doing. If you've never watched one of these videos, that's what I'm doing. Okay, so we're starting with this one right here, and we're going to cut this at 8, which means I have to open up the arm of my trimmer. So I'm going to cut this with my design going in the direction it says at 8, and that means this is a scrap piece of paper. Now, I'm going to rotate this, and I'm going to cut it 4, which means that both of these pieces, because they are 2F and 2B, are going to go with my second layout. So I'm going to set them on that piece. Okay, now this one here, I'm going to point out we do have this piece which could technically serve for one of these if you want to have a bigger piece left over. If that doesn't matter to you and you want to go ahead and just cut here and then have this piece left over and this piece left over like you see here, that's fine too. But technically speaking, one of these 2.5 inch pieces would fit here. See, I could cut it from here, but that is up to you. Now, that said, sometimes the design may lend itself to, let me show you, hold on, let me grab the sheet. Okay, so if you look here, the design that we're going to be doing is, in this case, spreading those pieces out amongst 3 different areas. But sometimes it is a stained glass effect where you have the designs right next to each other, and therefore you don't want to separate this part and have some coming from one sheet and some from another, because you actually want it to look like a continuous piece, even though it's going to be separated on the page. I know that's not what we're doing today. I'm just pointing it out because if you're ever doing one of these kits, you might want to just check before you change what you're cutting and see if that matters to you, okay? So, that said, I'm going to go ahead and cut it as is. I don't mind that, but I'm going to cut my first cut over here. So I need to add 2.5, 2.5, and 2.5 together. So that is 7.5. So I'm going to cut it 7.5. Now this is scrap and this is scrap. So you see now I have 2 pieces, technically the same design, that are scrap, okay? All right, now I'm going to rotate this and I'm going to cut at the length mark so that I have one long piece, and that is at 11.5. So my second cut, I'm going to rotate my piece, and now I have one long piece instead of 3 little tiny pieces left over, okay? Much easier to make use of. And I can always cut it down later. So now that I've done that, now I'm going to cut my 3 pieces at 2.5. So I've got 2.5 and 2.5. And all 3 of these pieces are going with our third layout project. Okay, so that's our first page of cutting. Our second page of cutting, which is page 3, we're going to start with this one here, which is the single sheet that looks like it's got all the colors on it, right? And on the back is this pink plus thing. So on this one, our first cut is correct, in my opinion. So we're going to go ahead and cut that, which is at 4. And you could technically flip this over and cut it there if you prefer, but it doesn't really matter to me. I can always, use my bone folder or my fingernail to straighten that out. However, we are using the back side of this, and this is 2E, so that's going to our second project. Now, for the rest of this, we're going to cut off a couple of things. So I am going to start by adding these 3 pieces up. Again, it is 7.5. So I'm going to go to 7.5. And I'm going to end up with this nice long piece that I can make use of much easier than smaller pieces. And I'm also going to rotate and cut it 11.5 again to get a longer piece that I can make use of. Okay, and that also means that this design is longer too, right? So you can find better uses. All right, now we'll go ahead and cut these at 2.5. These again are all going to go with project 3. And they are all the front side, unless you want to change it. Okay, so these all go with project 3. All right, so that's that one. Well, there's not a number on it, but the second one here. Okay, now we're using these, what I call blue bonnets. This is the blue bonnet page in my mind. No, I know that there's some that aren't the right color, but in my head, it's blue bonnets. However, for this one, you can see here, it's telling us to rotate our paper this direction for cutting. So make sure to pay attention to that. That's super important. We're going to rotate around so that the flowers are pointing to the left. And we are going to cut our first piece. It tells you the measurements up here at 1/2 inch, or you could do it from this side. It doesn't really matter. If it matters to you, of course you can change that. But basically I'm gonna cut it at 6, if that makes any sense. Because basically we have 2 pieces that are 1/2 inch and 2 pieces that are, whoops, that didn't go in there right. 2 pieces that are 5 1/2. So I'm gonna cut this at 6. And then I'm just gonna plop that on top of there. I know that's weird, right? And I'm going to now rotate it around the other way because it's easier to cut. So now I've got my flowers facing this way. I have both pieces, though you can do it individually if you're not comfortable doing 2 pieces at once. And I'm going to cut that 1/2 inch off the top, just like that. Okay? So we have all 4 of these pieces are going to project 1. Such pretty colors, right? Okay. Now, our second piece of blue bonnets, we're actually going to cut with it flipped over like this. Okay? So, flowers up and then flip it over. So your ovals should be going side to side. So this one wants you to cut at 6 inches. Don't do that. First, rotate it and cut it here at 10 1/2. But you've got to make sure now that your circles are going up and down. So I'm going to rotate this and cut it at 10 1/2. And that is going to leave me a much larger strip of scrap paper, okay, that I can make use of. Rather than 2 6-inch pieces, I now have 1 long 12-inch piece. I'm going to rotate it back around. And yeah, I close this sometimes because I like having my 6-inch mark that I can just run up against like this. And I'll cut that at 6, and both of these 6 by 10 1/2 inch pieces are going to go with project 3. Hey Anne, how are you? Wait, hold on, I missed something. Jeffrey said, I was told I will need to find a new pharmacist. All Rite Aids will be closing and there will be only a 5-day notice. When? I lost all my reward points. Been with them for 43 years. Not a happy day. I am so sorry. That's a bummer. That is a big bummer. Oh, goodness. I'm sorry about that. Okay. Now, our last thing here. Hold on. Bear with me. I'm confused. Give me a second. Okay, this is use Secret C base. Okay, I now see the problem. We're going to use 1 Secret C exclusive paper as a base. No, it's definitely confusing. Hold on. There's something wrong here. Because this has us cutting this, which is not, that doesn't make any sense. Hold on. We definitely have a problem in our instructions. So I believe there's a mistake here. I believe what they want is for one of the Secret C cardstocks to be in this layout for your second page. So your second page is the Secret C cardstock, which you could use either side, whichever one you prefer. And then the first page is a full sheet. So we're going to have 1 of each because we have to cut down this other piece for the layouts. So that's a little bit of a mistake. Hold on, I'm checking our other stuff. Yeah, because see here, you can see the Secret C, this paper is in this first layout as well. So 1 sheet of the cardstock goes to the layout and 1 of these sheets stays here for cutting. All right, so that's a mistake that they made there. All right, so we're going to go ahead and cut this one now that we've fixed that. All right, so this one, we're going to make sure that our dots are going up and down here. Hopefully you guys can all see that on my Yeah, this is not the cardstock. This is this paper. It's probably hard to see on camera, but there are little dots on this. This is the exclusive paper, and then this is the two-tone cardstock. So there was a mistake in the instructions, so I'm telling you that now so that you don't make that same mistake that I almost just made. Okay, so once we have our paper going in this direction, we're going to cut, and you can cut like this, 2 inches if you want to. It does work. Or you can change it around and cut stuff off. It's up to you. It doesn't have to be from a certain place. But this first one for project 1, the next 2, so basically these first 4 cuts, or 3 cuts I should say, 1, 2, 3, no, 4 cuts, 4 pieces of paper are all going to go with project 1. Okay. So it doesn't really matter, honestly, which one you cut first. It's not going to matter, but we're going to cut. I'm going to go ahead and do it in the order they say, just for the sake of it. So we have a 2-inch, and then we have, see, that bugs me. I don't like to put just a 1/2 inch here. So I'm going to flip it around. So I'm going to do a 1/2 inch, which is, I know that's more work, but I just can't do it. I want my paper going in the right, I want it up against more surface area so I know it's straight. Okay, so we have another 2-inch and another 1/2 inch. I know, y'all, I'm weird. It's fine. Weird's okay. And then finally, you're going, so all 4 of these pieces right here, 2-inch and 2 1/2-inch pieces go with project 1. And then you're also going to cut a 4-inch piece. So this is scrap. And this 4-inch piece goes with project 2. Okay. Now that page is done. So we're going to flip that over and do our cardstock. So I'm just going to show you really quickly. Now, some of these kits, you have way more designer series paper left over. But with this one, we have these 2 pieces of double-sided paper here. And we have this double-sided one and this single-sided one. So we have quite a bit of 12-inch long pieces, which means, you know, we can use these for other layouts, for cards, whatever we want to use them for. So I just wanted to show you guys that you have a lot left over, though this is less than most. And then a few strips that are double-sided as well that you can use for layouts and cards. Okay, so I'm just going to set all of this stuff aside here because we won't be using that anymore. Okay, so now we're going to do all of our cardstock pieces. So our first one is the Secret C, and it does want you to cut this first. I'm just going to point out, I'm not doing that. I'm going to rotate it, and I'm going to cut this first because that gives me the biggest scrap left over. Unless you'd prefer to have a bigger square left over, that's fine. So I'm going to do it that way, though, because I like my 12-inch strips. I find them very useful for making borders and things like that on my layouts. So I'm going to cut the 11-inch first. If you don't want to follow my instructions and do it the other way, that's fine. We all have to choose what works for us. So now I have a nice 12-inch long piece of the double-sided. And now I can rotate that and then start cutting from there. So I'm going to cut the 8.5-inch first. And this is going to go with project 2. And then from this piece, we're going to cut this down to 3 1/4 first off, which means we're just cutting off 1/4 of an inch off the side. So a nice little fine strip that you can use on something. And then we're going to rotate and cut at 4 1/4 twice. So 4 1/4 and 4 1/4. And this is scrap. These 2 pieces both go with project 1. Okay. Second one is Petunia Pop. I love to do scrapbook page layouts, but I don't like the way Stampin' Up! Do. Very confused all the time. I gave up purchase from Stampin' Up! Oh, well, that's too bad, Simone. I think they're amazing. I will tell you that I am trying to do all of our kits as videos, so if that helps you, then yeah, you've got that there as a guide to walk you through that process. But yeah, I mean, I think that they're awesome. They are a way to scrapbook. There's so many ways, though. You guys know the pages I make and what they look like versus, you know, these. But, I mean, we can use different techniques because different techniques make our scrapbooks look more full and creative. Sorry, I've got hiccups. If I always use the exact same technique, then my scrapbook is going to get redundant. And so I like doing different things. I even pull in pocket pages and use the Memories and More cards in my scrapbooking as well. So, you know, just keep that in mind. But if you are confused, you can most definitely watch my videos for this, and they will be also posted on YouTube. Okay, sorry. What's hard to see? Are you having a hard time seeing this? So if you have the kit, you'll have the instructions. You don't have to worry about not having that. You'll have it, if that's what you're talking about, Jill, I'm not sure. Hey, Kathleen. Oh, you were talking about, sorry, Jill. I see what you're talking about. You were talking about when we were having the discussion about the cardstock. Yeah, in person, it's obvious. This is, and it says also that it's the exclusive paper. Here it says it's the Secrecy two-tone cardstock. So you do know that. So just pointing that out. But, you know, there are occasionally mistakes in our instructions. And so that's my job, is to show you where to do things if you would like to do it a different way. Okay, again, this is another point where they say to cut here first, and I'm going to tell you to cut here first because that gives you a big piece and then another big piece, so this won't have a cut in it. But you don't have to follow my instructions on that. You guys can do what you want. So if I'm going to do that, then I need to add 4 1/4 and 4 1/4, which is 8 1/2. So I'm going to cut at 8 1/2 first. Oops. And so I'll have this big chunk left over for my scraps. And then I'm going to rotate and cut where these two would be added together. So 6 1/4 plus 4 1/4 is 10 1/2. So I'm going to add those two together and cut. And now this is one big scrap instead of 2 separate scraps, right? There you go. Okay. Now if you're using those on cards by chance, it's not going to matter. They're 4 1/4. That gives you a nice good stretch across the card. But I never know what I'm going to use my scraps for, so I like to have them bigger than not. Okay, so here now I'm going to cut it 4 1/4 with it rotated back around. So this almost looks like a piece of regular cardstock. It's actually an inch shorter, but so you've got 8 1/2 by, what did I say? 10 1/2. So it's almost the size of a piece of regular cardstock. So we're going to cut this at 4 1/4. Right down the center. I'm actually going to stack these together, but you can do them one at a time if you want to. And I am going to cut again at 4 1/4. And that is going to give me the 4 cuts that you see there on that page. Okay, so these all go with project 1. I think I like the colors from that page so much. I'm going to love it. Okay, the next one is our Darling Duckling. And so I'm going to grab that. And this is another one. I'm going to change my cut mark. You can decide if that matters to you. If you are fine with having these 2 separate pieces, either way, if you cut it the way I'm going to, this will be your first cut. And then this would be the second cut. So you're still going to have this piece and then a long piece and this piece, or you can go ahead and cut down the center and have a square type sort of piece, and then this piece. This piece is going to be the same either way. It's just really about whether or not you want a long piece or a square piece. So it's totally up to you which way you choose to cut the second cut. So the first cut, and I'm just giving you that as an option. So the first cut is going to be, whoops, here, let me bring this back over here so you guys can see. We're going to add the two first numbers together. That gives us 8.5. So we're doing that again. So we're going to cut at 8.5. Giving us this nice big scrap. And then I'm actually going to go ahead and cut here next because I tend to use squares more than long pieces. So, but again, you can choose which one you want. So this one, I'm going to go ahead and cut at 4 1/4. And then we're going to rotate the first piece and cut at 10. So I'm actually technically following their exact instructions, but if you want to do it the other way, you can. I just wanted you to know what to do if you needed to know. And that one, so we'll have this square-like piece left over. Okay. All right. So both of these go with project 2. And then finally we have our Granny Apple Green, and this one is definitely one of those I'm going to adjust. Okay, so this one has 8.5, 9.5. So basically, you're going to have a piece here that is equal to this distance here. So just because I know what I like, I'm going to cut this first here, which is 9.5 inches. Let's just double check that. We've got 8.5 plus 1. Yes, 9.5. So I'm going to cut it 9.5 inches. For my scrap, I'll put that over here. Hold on, if I can get it over here. Okay, and then I'm going to rotate, and I'm going to do the same thing because this longest piece is 9.5. So I'm going to cut at 9.5. And that's going to give me two pretty wide pieces, which I prefer, okay? Again, you guys make your decisions. Now, it probably wouldn't have mattered which way I did that, honestly. Okay, so now I'm going to cut these apart. So we're going to do the first one, which is 1 inch. So I'm actually going to do it this direction because I like the support of my full cut trimmer here. Okay, so this first piece here goes with project 3. Actually, all of these go with project 3. Then I'm going to cut at 4 1/4, which is going to be half of the sheet. One of these, we need it to be 8 1/4 and the other one at 8. So you're going to end up with, you could have cut at 8 1/4 first if you wanted to. I'm fine with this. These strips are 4 1/4. I will end up using them on a card going across, so it's fine. But you could have cut one big strip. So this I'm going to cut at 8. So that means this one is a little bit wider than this one, but they're both 4 1/4 across, which is a standard card base size. So both of these go with project 3. Okay, so that is all of the cutting part of our instructions. Now we're going to move to the actual assembly. So here's all the leftover cardstock I have and all of the leftover designer series paper that I have from this kit. Okay. So starting with project 1, we have all of our pieces, and I've grabbed my sheet separately here too, but if you didn't, that's fine. You're going to start with page 5. All right, so I'm going to grab one of my sheets. I'll set the other one aside. I also need this long strip. One of them aside. You've got another strip, and if you do it right, you're going to have, you want the piece that looks like it's connected. So I'm going to grab the one that looks like it's connected, and I'll put the other one with the other one. Then we have another strip like this, and a strip like this on this one as well. Okay, I'm also noticing that there is a piece that's not here. So I'm going to double check here. That is this piece here, which I'm a little confused by because it doesn't have a mark. And I'm thinking that they made some changes to this and didn't adjust the other side. So I'm going to grab, if you guys noticed that or not. And it may be that we put it with the wrong piece because they had it marked wrong, but I don't think so. So hold on, let me grab. And this is the thing, is sometimes there are errors. It's okay, we're gonna fix it. I think it's this piece here. So where did I just put my instructions? I just set them aside and I don't know where I put them. There, put them there. Okay. So if you go back in your instructions to this piece, there is a piece that was from the bottom here, and it's here, and I think that it's supposed to be cut in half and used here. So that's what I'm going to do. They didn't include it, so I'm just going to point that out now. This piece is, you could leave it out if you want to, but it is 1.5 inches. So I'm going to cut it in half at 3/4 of an inch. Oh, there's a pretty dove outside that's cooing. And yeah, it's just a boo-boo that they missed in the making the instructions. So, all right. To make it to June. So we're going to add that right there in the middle, just like that. Okay, and that's basically the layout for this page on both sides. Okay, so it does give you instructions about how far down each of these pieces are. Basically, this top piece is going to be 2.5 inches down, and then this piece will be 3¼ inches down from the top, so that gives you an idea. So when you put it down, you can line up your paper on a grid, if you have grid paper or your grid, whatever, your grid mat, whichever way you do it. And this says that it is 2¼ inches, so that would put it at 4. I don't think that's all gonna fit. I think they made some, oh, look. They changed the cutting instructions. So we're gonna have to make an adjustment. So I think this is gonna go on top, which unfortunately we could have cut from this, but I didn't know that at the time. So I'm gonna just start with this and we're gonna figure it out. Okay, so 4¼ and then this is at another 1/4 of an inch down, or another inch down. All right. And then this says, see that there's not room for that. This is definitely cut wrong. Okay. I'm going to make an adjustment here. Let's see if I can figure it out. I'm going to cut it at it's cut right below this blue design. So that is going to be 3, I'm going to say 3 3/4. Okay, so if you want to cut your two pieces, if you want to wait and see what happens to mine before you do, feel free. I'm going to cut these, cross your fingers, I'm going to cut these at 3 3/4. So yes, that means I'm going to have some strips that are significantly smaller left over, but that's okay because they definitely had a boo-boo here. Somebody just missed it. Okay, so we're going to do 3 3/4. So right now I have these 2 strips left over instead. So I'm going to do my 2 1/4 inch for this, 3 1/4 for this one. Then this is right below that, which it may or may not be the exact measurement. And then this is right below that. And then we're going to leave a little space below that for this piece right here. And that looks much better. That is more what it's supposed to be like. Okay, so I changed this to 3 3/4. So what does that look like in the instructions? It means that these 2 pieces here are 3 3/4 by 12. Instead of 5 1/2. So you're going to have a strip on the side that's extra for this one, just like you have here. Okay, so if you want to change that, you can. Otherwise, you're going to have to adjust the whole layout somehow. So that's up to you guys. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with this. So I'm going to go ahead and do my my 2 1/2. Wait, what? I've never seen such confusing just to do scrapbook page. Yeah, honestly, they very rarely make that big of a mistake. I don't know why there was such a big error in that. So I fixed it though. Would that extra be that strip of green? No, it's the strip of green is from the bottom of the other one, so you're gonna have more green left over than we thought, basically. No, Ziggy, Daddy's not here. Okay, so sorry about that. It was unfortunately a blip in the instructions. So we're gonna do this at, oops, I gotta go the right direction. Don't flip yours around like I just did. Make sure it's going, wait, did I? Oh, I had it the right way. I thought it was going the wrong way. Yeah, it's going that way. Okay, so we're doing this at 2 1/4. And I try to get it at 2 1/4 here too. So I'm just going to make sure that it's ending in the right place. And that should be straight. Okay. All right, then this one will be at 3 1/4 mark. He went to go, my husband and my son went to go grab all my son's stuff from college because he's officially done. We didn't have time to get it the other day, and so they've gone to go get that now. I did put it upside down, didn't I? What did I do? I don't know, it's fine. I think it's upside down. I think I flipped it upside down. Is it upside down? I think it's upside down, you guys. What did I do? How did I flip that over? Did I grab the wrong one? Hold on. That is so weird. I definitely flipped it upside down. Little chiseler to the rescue. I had it going the right way to start with. This is what happens when I second guess myself. No. I thought so because I was looking at these stems and I'm like, that doesn't look right. It looks like it's upside down. Y'all were probably yelling at me, right? Okay. I can get back into scrapbooking. I have so many pictures that need home. There you go. Yeah, for sure. Didn't have enough breath. Okay. All right, so let's try that again. I put it on wrong. Sorry about that. Let's fix that. Okay, sorry about that, you guys. My bad. So now making sure your flowers are going in the right direction. You're going to put this one at 3 1/4 for the 100th time. Y'all are probably ahead of me because you didn't make a mistake. All right, now we're going to add this guy below that. We all make mistakes. It's fine. Sorry if I confused you guys. This will go right up against that. And then finally, we're going to add this piece on with a gap at the bottom. And it doesn't really matter what the gap is. It's up to you. I think it says to do 1/4 inch. So that's going to be what I'm aiming at. If it's perfect, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to go for about 1/4 inch. Whoops, I got a little too much adhesive on that. So just roll it back over the front, or the back, I mean. All right, so about 1/4 inch or so. And get that straight across. Just like that. Now, if by chance any of these pieces are going over the edge because this designer series paper might be just a little bit bigger, you can fix that if you want, but that's the basic page. So then what I'm going to do before I finish this page is I'm going to grab this other one and I'm going to line up my pieces in the same place. So if you line them up, it's really helpful. And so I just take a piece of washi tape and attach my 2 pages together like this so they're lined up. And then I can add these pieces on and know that they're going to be lined up in my scrapbook as well. So I'll go ahead and add these pieces. Because I do like my stuff to be lined up. If it's off, it'll bug me, and I don't want that. A little bit of OCD, yes, I know. But, you know, I'm going to have these scrapbooks forever and ever, so they should be straight, right? Like, why not? All right. So we've got that. We're going to add, is that straight? It doesn't look straight. Nope, it's still at an angle. Is it at an angle? Am I crazy, or does that look like it's at an angle? I think it is. Would that bug you guys? Y'all tell me. Does it bug you if it's at an angle, or are you okay with it? Are you like, it's fine? Are you like me, or do you have to fix it? It bugs you? You're like me, okay. You're okay with it in an angle, Kathleen says. What's my son gonna do? He may at some point go back and get further education. Right now he is he's supposed to have an interview this week with a company here in Oklahoma that works on jet engines. And I'm not sure what day that's supposed to be. He already met the CEO, and it's basically like an informal interview because basically they've already met and he already likes him and wants him to come work there. So it's probably kind of a shoe-in thing, but he's going to go ahead and treat it like it's not, which is what we suggested. And so he'll be doing that this week. That's the other reason why they've got to go back up to his apartment, because he left his suit and stuff there. So he needs to get that to make sure he looks all, you know, gussied up and all that jazz for his interview. So yeah, so he'll be doing theoretically that. And So that should happen this week. And yeah, we're super excited for him. I think, you know, he's also considered going into the Air Force, and that may still happen at some point. But he's thought about maybe just trying to get, we told him if he wanted to, he could live at home the first year while he's working to try to get some of the school debt paid off, because he did put himself through school with loans. And even though he had an amazing GPA and all the things, getting a scholarship was really hard for him to get. And so he ended up doing loans. And so he wants to kind of get that paid off. I think he'll feel a little more comfortable not having that debt hanging over him by working in the private sector. And then he may go to the military after that. So we're not really sure, you know, where he'll end up. But I think he's going to start with the private sector first. So yeah, he's super excited. Yes, he has a new suit. He has a new suit. It's just up at his apartment that was up at the college, because he had needed it for some things while he was up there. We bought him a new suit last year. Yeah, so he needs to go get it because it's not here at the house. So, okay. So now that we've done that, I'm going to move the second page off so that we can put all of our things on. So you can see here really simply, we're basically going to grab one of each of these pieces, and we're going to put our photos in our photo mats. Whether you do it now or later is up to you. Ooh, now or later's. Who likes that candy? Just curious. So this, you can put these exactly where it tells you to. You can eyeball it. It does have measurements if you want to put it exactly where it says. I have to tell you, these two little flowers up here, I don't like where they are, so I will probably be putting them in a different spot. I just think that they're in a weird place, but you can do whatever you want. So, this, oh, do I want to use this color? No, I'm going to use the navy. So this is the hardest part for me, is choosing which color to use. I love the two-tone cardstock, but oh boy, does it make it challenging when you start looking at it and you're like, ooh, I could use this color. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add this on here. This is one of the things that's different about these layouts over what I typically do. Is I'm sort of I like to get as many photos on a page, and they have a little bit more of, not totally, but I do tend to get a lot of photos on my pages. They have a little bit more of a minimalist kind of appeal to the photos and more of the things. And I just kind of want to make it more about the photos. So I do tend to do it a little bit different when I make mine. But this one is it's for a 4x4 photo. It's 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. So it's going to be square. You can do it either direction. And I'm just going to basically leave about 1/4 of an inch, basically make it equal here. And we've got that. Okay, then we're going to add our Mother's Day sticker to this if you want to. It's up to you. But it has the Mother's Day sticker here. This does go over your photo a little bit. Oh wait, this is not a sticker. I'm sorry. This one is a punch out. I forgot. So I thought this was a sticker sheet. I totally forgot. So on the back of our punch out sheets, each one of these has a project number on them, and generally speaking, they are correct. I have found a couple that were incorrect, and I had to adjust where they went, but generally speaking, they're correct. So you can go ahead and punch these out and put them with each project if you want, or you can punch them out when it comes time. It's up to you. So we've got this one, and then we've got all these little flowers. So I'm going to punch all these out. They have little ones on them. There's a bunch of these little flowers. They're all over the place. And they're purple, so I really like them. Vase manager while she goes. A vase manager? What does that mean? Yeah. both my husband and I did college on our own, so we told the kids they'd do college on their own. My daughter's going back to school this fall. She's decided to be a CSI, and so she'll be doing that in the fall. She's got some of her college behind her already, but she hasn't finished a degree yet, so she'll be finishing that. And I think that's all of the project ones. Okay, so we have this flower, which is going to go here. And then you have the Mother's Day, which goes here. I'm going to bring it down to where it's like basically, it has it up here, kind of halfway into the busyness. I kind of like it here because you can see it a little bit better. And so I'm going to do that and then put this right about here, so it is coming up from the day, but yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to add this right here. I can tuck my photo under that. You can put it up further if you want, and then I'll take Mother's Day. I'm not going to put any adhesive here because I want to make sure that I can tuck my photo underneath. I am trying to get it basically straight. Hopefully that looks straight. Okay, then we have a bunch of the flowers. So this particular layout shows 1, 2, 3, 4 of these, and it is the ones that are like this. So 2 of the single leaf and 2 of the double leaves. And so depending on what you want to do, I think I'm going to do, it's got 2 there. I think I'm going to put mine like on the corners of pictures instead of up in the corner like it was. I just didn't really like that. Like up here. Well, not there. Okay, so we also have this from the stickers. I used the wrong thing. This does not go here. Hold on. It's a sticker. Let me look at this. Okay, this goes on the other page. I'm sorry, guys. That's my fault. That is not the instructions fault. It's my fault. I messed up. This goes on the second page. I'm so sorry. My bad. Okay, so it's a sticker. It's this sticker that goes there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get the sticky off, essentially, of this side. If you use your buddy on this side, it will be less sticky also. But basically, I don't want it to be too sticky because I'm going to put it where it's going to be overlapping the photo a little bit. So I want to make sure that this is not too sticky. Okay, because I can just lift that up now. Okay, and then here, sorry, I'm so sorry about that. My bad. You can put whatever you want to say. They have some different words. I think they're going to be used all, but I'm not sure. So celebrate you is right here. So let me grab my buddy. So if you use your embossing buddy like this, then I can put this on some powder on this side where it's going to overlap my photo, which is just this side of the Celebrate You. And this will still stick, but I'll be able to use a photo here later and just tuck it right underneath it. Does that make sense? Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. So I'm going to actually put one of the flowers there. And then I think I'll put one right here. Do I want it like this or like this? I think I'm going to switch those. I'll do it like this. Yeah. Okay. So you guys can choose how you want that to be. The weather there is nutty. You're so over it. I'm sorry. What's going on with your weather? Raindrops now fall on my head and they seem... Yeah, we've had so much rain the last couple of weeks. It's crazy, and now it's raining again. I'm like, really? I mean, we need the rain because, you know, the drought season is terrible, but I'm just kind of over rain right now, but it is that time of year. Okay, so you have your 3 photos here, and you do have your little photo kind of placement cards that kind of give you an idea of how that works. So you can stick your photo up under that piece now, and it works just fine. Okay, so second page is on the back here. And again, I apologize for my little blip there on my mistake on what to put where. So for this one, they have the large photo up here. Let me just show you how this looks together, actually. This here and then this here. So when you put it together, they're in different places. Do you see that? So if you're like me and this drives you crazy and you want more photos, you can take your leftover, here's all my leftover pieces, and you know, you can make more photo mats out of the stuff you have, or you can, of course, if you have more elsewhere that you want to add, like maybe you've already got some of this cardstock somewhere, you can add some more photo mats. So I'm just going to show you though what they have as far as what you're supposed to do. So what you're supposed to do is these are going to go here like this. You're going to have this piece here, which is like 3 lines. This is a punch out. So this piece here is going to go up here with whatever you want it to say. I think I'm going to put it on the line, actually. A little bit different than what they did. And then you've also got, let's see what other pieces they have here for project 2. So this is project 2. I think this is the piece that's up. Oh, this is project 1. We're doing project 1. I'm losing my mind today, y'all. Okay, so none of those, it's just stickers. So we have this sticker here that's going to go up here. Okay, and then you have this piece that came from the punch outs. It says project 1. That goes down here, and then you have a couple more of these. So we've got our sticker, or you can make it so it's not a sticker if you prefer, however you want to do it. Do I want to do it like that? I think I want to add another photo mat, like really bad, to this. For me, this is not enough photos. I want more photos. Do y'all mind if I adjust it? Is that okay? What would Jeri do? Jeri would change it. Jeri can't stand it. She's got to change it. Oops, I didn't mean to put that down. Is that okay with you guys if I change it a little bit? Oh, I don't need the rain. I do not need the rain. We've had tons of rain. We do not need it. I'm just saying, like, there's times when I'm like, I don't want the rain, and yet then I have to remember, you know, drought season's coming, so we need it, right? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this on. Whoops, that stuck to my... So yes, I'm altering this a little bit because I need some more photos. I don't mind there not being a photo here, so we've got this big title, but this page feels like it could have a little more on it, in my opinion. So I kind of want to add more. You always make changes, so it's not just me. That's good. I feel like sometimes I'm always making changes, and I don't want to throw you guys off. you know, with making those changes. So, okay. I think I might have it go over the photo a little bit, which means I just won't attach it there. But before I put that down, I want to add a matte here. So I think I'm going to do, what color do we want to do? I'm thinking about doing this actually, because it's kind of by itself. And that would pull more of that color in. So that's Pool Party, I believe. Which you guys don't have, I know, I'm sorry. But if you have it, then you can do it. I'm just showing you what I would do. That's actually not the same color. Thought it was Pool Party. So it's actually lighter than Pool Party. Maybe, what color should I do? Maybe, maybe Fresh Freesia, or let's see, this is Petunia Pop, so that is, I think that is Fresh Freesia. Yeah, it's Fresh Freesia. Yeah, that would look cool, right? Okay, so I'm going to pull in, let's see, is this 4 1/4? Yeah. I'm going to pull in a piece that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm just using regular cardstock for this. That's better. That was really bugging me. It's funny the things I let bug me. I don't know why, but I just do. Now I have to decide how I want to put it. I think I'm going to put it up here, actually. No, I'm going to put it up here. Okay, so I've added that photo, and now I can pull back in this flower, which is a sticker, but I took some of the stick off, so I'll still be able to put a photo under there. And then I can choose where I want to put this, which I think I'm going to do up here at the top. So I'm not going to put any adhesive here, and I'm going to stick it up here, just like that. And then, so this is a little different. You guys can see I'm changing it. So just be aware that I've made an adjustment to mine. This says Love You More, and originally was going to be across that. So you can still put this here if you want. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my buddy here to de-stickify it. That's a technical term, in case you're wondering. De-stickify it. Love You More. And then, and I can add a little bit of adhesive right there just to hold that down. Okay. And then, let me make sure. Oh, okay. So also on this one, they have the, let me show you. It has Fun, Kind, and Loving over here. So you can still do that if you want. I pushed mine over a little bit, so I may not put those here. I may do that somewhere else, or I could do it somewhere else on the page. So that is Fun, Kind, and Loving. These three right here all are meant to go with this, but they go over the photos. So I think I'm going to wait and see what photos I put where to decide where to put those. I may put like one on each one, or something else. I may adjust where I put those. But for the flowers, we have these three little flowers still. And so I'm going to go ahead and put this one here. I'm going to add another one to the bottom of this. Actually, do I want to put this there, or do I want to put it on top? I might want to put it on top. This is what happens when I change my mind about something. I like that better. Okay. And, oh, I'm not sure if I want to put this. So they do have one next to the words, so I might want to wait, but I'm not sure. I might just put it there. I think I'm going to put it there. Whoop. Kind of like that. Okay, so I adjusted this page a little bit. I added an extra photo right here. And I did do a different color, but it is in the colors. Don't go outside the colors that are in the layout. Stay within those colors. So I could have added like Misty Moonlight or I don't know if that's Ocean. That's probably the new no, I'm sorry, cloud cover. But it could be Misty. Things like that. So pick a color that's already in the layout. And so since we have a lot of flowers that are in this tone, that's why I went with this. So that just kind of stays in that same color family. Anyway, there is the first layout. Okay, the second layout, remove this. That is page 4. Okay. All right, so the second layout has some great colors. This is very different in color scheme. You've got your navies and your corals and your yellows, so more of a warm tones except for the navy, but super pretty. Okay, so our first page is the, our first page is the one that has this for the background. So we're also going to need this piece. Hold on, I'm seeing something. Oh, okay. That's what it is. I was like, wait, I'm confused. We're also going to need this piece, which is going to be on here. Okay, just like that. And I believe the bigger of the two yellow pieces, is it the biggest one? No, it's the shorter one. It's the shorter one. Okay, so we have the shorter of the two yellow pieces here. Okay, I think that's it. All right, so that's all of the pieces of paper. So this is basically what we're doing. So what you're going to do first is you're going to take this piece and you're going to tear. So for those of you that have never done the tearing technique, you're going to tear down the side, which is going to expose some of the white core, which is super pretty. Now, if you prefer this to be your color that's here, you're going to want to flip that over first. But I'm doing the navy. Or not the navy, but the darker of the two blues. It is a style of navy. It's really a really dark teal, to be honest. Now, I've got my paper with the dots going up and down like it's raining, FYI. Okay, so this sheet is going to go here, and this is, let me make sure I've got this right. It looks like it's centered, but it does show here that it's 2 inches down for the other piece. This is 1 3/4, while this looks like it's supposed to be 2.5. So, no, that's 2.5. Okay, so 1 3/4 inches down is what it says, which should be about middle ground. I'm actually going to center it. I'm not going to worry about the exact measurement. I'm just going to center it. Hey, Pauline. What the best Mother's Day gift have you gotten to date? What's the best Mother's Day gift that you've gotten to date? I want everybody to answer that question. That's a great question. By the way, these make great Mother's Day gifts. You can make these pages and then put them in a 12 by 12 or a 12 by 24 frame with photos already done. It makes a beautiful Mother's Day gift. Okay, so I'm going to do this. I'm just kind of trying to get it centered. I'm not even looking at measurements. I'm just trying to center it. All right. So we've got that piece. This piece is going to go up here. This was technically not a Mother's Day gift. This is my mother's ring, but I bought it for myself because my kids won't be able to afford this for a very long time. This is a very expensive ring. It is real diamonds, white gold, and different tones of blue sapphires. I bought this on the cruise ship. It was my gift to myself because I've been looking for a mother's ring for a very long time. My kids are sapphire and diamond, and most sapphire and diamond rings have like a big sapphire with a bunch of diamonds around it. That's what you usually see, or a big diamond with sapphires around it. And I didn't want that. I wanted something that was more equal. And I had come up with some ideas, but I hadn't found anything I really liked. And then I saw this, and it was just a swirl of blue and white. And yes, there technically is a little more sapphire in this than there is diamond, but my daughter was there when I purchased it, and I said, you understand that he's not anything greater or anything like that, right? And she's like, oh yeah, no, I get it. And I was like, and you'll inherit this, right? So, so that's my Mother's Day ring, or my mother's ring, but it wasn't a Mother's Day gift, so I can't really call it that. What was my best Mother's Day gift? I don't know. My son just helped pay for this, which is my vertical mouse. I love this. And it's helping me with my carpal tunnel. So that seems kind of though. Cause it's like a tool. But I really cared that he cared enough to help me find the right one and all those things. So, okay. So this piece we're going to bring over and basically center in this navy piece. Okay, so I know that seems a little weird, but trust me, you're gonna center this here. But before we lay this down, we need to add our sticker. So our sticker is going to be this piece here, but it's not going to go all the way across. So let's grab this, and I'm going to show you. So we want to make sure this is above the bottom of where this is going to sit. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball where I want it to be, and remember what flower is there so that I can move this, and then we'll add this sticker on. Hopefully straight. Okay, so there's our sticker. So all the way to the side on this side, it's not going to go all the way to the edge here. Then we're going to add this centered in this navy piece here, and about half an inch up from the bottom of your flower piece. Maybe not quite half an inch, 3/8 to half an inch up. Okay, so like that. So it's basically in the center. Yeah. All right. So this is going to, and this is where these come in handy. So this is, anytime you see a weird big piece on a scrapbook page like this, you can do different sizes of photos. You can do, in this case, they're suggesting you do 2 3x4s, and then this space will stay open. You could also do a 3x4 and a, whatever that ends up being, let's see, let's say a 4 5/8, maybe 4 5/8 or something like that by 4. Yeah, about 4 5/8 by 4. So you could have a bigger picture and then a smaller picture. It's up to you. So this is, again, one of those more minimalist style pages that drives me a little bit batty, because you have this huge page and you put these 2 tiny little photos. I get it. It's fine. You can do it. But here's the thing. So this shows you the photo. So my inclination is to put another photo up here, probably a circle or something like that, that I can add later. And if I do, I will tell you that I will probably do it in one of the coral or pink tones, since we already have a lot of yellow going on here. There is a sticker that is in the strawberry that is going to go right here. And the cool thing about this is it's not on top of photo the way it's set up. So I'm going to go ahead and just put it on there, but I am going to add just a little bit of my buddy there, just so that if I do decide to put a photo there, it's fine. So this is perfect together right here. I'm actually going to bring it down a little bit, because I do plan to put something up here. So perfect together. And then they have a sticker, which is one of the, I think it's the yellow sticker. Yeah, it's one of these yellow flowers. So there are yellow flowers all over this. So definitely check what you've got before you put it down. So one of these goes here down in the corner. I'm actually going to overlap that just a little bit. And then you've got a solid one like this. Is it that one? Actually might be that one. I think they mean for it to be this one. Right here. So if I want this to have a bigger photo area, I'm going to just put a little bit of my buddy on here to make sure that I have the capacity to do that. So I could put a bigger photo here. I could do like a 4x4 in this area if I want to, which is very possible. I may do that. Or I can stick with the 2 3x4s, okay? And then I could put another photo up here if I want to, however big I want to do it. Or I could do a circle or whatever. So other thing on this, we have all of these punch outs. This one is part of this layout. So for those of you that the little tabs drive you crazy on things, just stick it in your scissor and just kind of run across and you'll get all those little tabs off of there. I mean, you can actually cut if you need to, but usually I can get them. My scissors are sharp enough that it just gets them if I run across it. So this is going to go here. We've also got the one that looks like a what am I saying? Blah, blah, blah. A paintbrush. Is this the one that goes there? Nope, it's not the one that goes there. Hold on, I don't want to make a mistake again. Okay, we want this one from our stickers. So from the stickers, there is a paintbrush, and I'm just going to lift this up a little bit and just tuck it underneath. In fact, I kind of like it coming around the front. That's just me. So I'm going to de-stickify it a little bit. Just like that. So now I can tuck a photo under here. And then right here is the Making Memories punch out. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is I'm only going to put adhesive on this side. What did I do with my, oh, there it is. Super cute, right? And then you can do your journaling here. Put another photo up here. That would be super cute. Could you put your journaling somewhere else? Yep, you could put it down here and put 2 photos up here if you want to. That would work just fine. So if that bothers you and you like more photos, change it around. It's fine. I'm going to put it up here where it has you put it, but I'm going to leave plenty of room for a circle up here. I might even tuck my circle under this circle so they're together. Okay. All right, so this is the first page that's done. Okay, so the second page is significantly different. So what we're going to do for this one is we have 2 pieces of cardstock. And one is going to sit here and one's going to sit here. So you're just going to have this like tricolor thing going on. So we've got this one that goes on the edge. A grandbaby was your best Mother's Day present? I would say so. What are you saying? All white? Cat with a mom of 5? What are you saying all white about? Oops, did I miss something? I may have missed something. And then this one is going to go on the other side of that, just like this, right up against it. Easy peasy, right? Okay, then we have this piece, which we're going to tear the bottom of this one. Do I want this? I want this side. We're going to tear the bottom of this one. All right, and this goes underneath that crossways like this. Okay, so this goes an inch. This goes an inch from the side and 3 3/8 inches down. So that'll help you position this one. So an inch from the side and 3 1/8 inches down. So about there. That'll work. Make sure that's straight. I'm a little more than an inch over, but that's okay. All right. And then we're going to take this piece and we're going to add it here. So this piece, it says 1.5 inches down. So about there. And then I'm going to bring it over just a little bit. It says 2 2.5 inches from the side, but you know, whatever works. No, that's too far down, I think. I'm going to bring it up a little bit more. Okay. Just like this. Now this one is intended to be used with 2 of your 4x4 inch photos. So you've got a little bit of space here, and that's going to be used for this sticker. No, it's not a sticker. Sorry, this is a punch out from your punch out sheet. Hold on. I just dropped a sticker on the floor. It picked up kitty hair. Always good. I need to vacuum in here. Okay, so this punch out right here. Oops. Okay, so you have your 2 4-inch photos, and then you're going to add this right here. This is my happy place. So just like that. And then you can also put a photo here. Now, obviously this has no, what am I saying? It has no photo mat. So if you want to create a photo mat that goes with these colors, by all means, you can do that. Or you can just stick with no photo mat and put a photo here. In fact, it could be a larger photo if you want to. So if you like a bigger photo here, you want to do maybe something that's 4 by 5 1/4 or 4 by 6, you can do that as well. It's up to you. So for me, I kind of like the idea of a bigger photo here. I have some of my own, where did I do with it? My own photo mats that I've made in the past, long before they made these kits. And so this is a 1/4 sheet photo mat. And so I can stick this here and kind of play with where it is and decide where I want it to be. Now we're going to use from our punch outs. We've got this one that says "Love These Days." Just be gentle. You don't mess it up. Okay, so we've got "Love These Days," and you know me, I can't stand this, so I gotta get these off. Especially on a dark paper, it's so obvious that they're there, and I hate it, so. All right, so we've got "Love These Days," and we've got this piece here. And so I can move that up a little bit with knowing that I'm going to put another photo here, or I can bring the photo down and bring this down. It's up to me, right? In fact, I kind of like the idea of it being like this. So that's probably what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take this piece and set that down underneath. Hold on. It's in the way. Underneath here. I think that's where I want it. Let me just double check here. Keep in mind, this is not going to be white. It's going to be a photo. And I can even make a photo mat if I want. And then I'm going to put adhesive on this, but I'm not going to put any down here where it's going to overlap my photo. So this allows me to add a bigger photo if I want. If you want. You don't have to. Okay? So do what works for you. Love these days. Okay. Also on this, we've got some flowers. So the flowers are the stickers, and we have 3 of these left for this one. Although I see another, oh, there's also a punch out. So there is a punch out that I think, yep, is project 2. So there is a punch out one. So you might put that one where it overlaps a photo. That way you can, like this one here. Oh, it looks like we have a little bit of a, there's another piece here too. Okay, hold on. So for this, I do have some, this is going to overlap this photo. So I probably won't put this one down yet. I'm going to save that one. But this one I can put, you know, down here somewhere and up here. Knowing that this is going to go here and these are going to go here, I'm going to put, we've got a sticker, which is one of these. So I'm going to de-stickify one side of it, the side that's going to overlap my photo, and see where those are. I'm going to put it further down than they have it. I'm going to put it here, and then I'll add the flower on top of that. So now I can remove my photo mats. And you can see what it looks like without the photo mats on it. All right, so I'll have 1, 2, 3 photos here, but I can do a bigger photo this way. If you want to do the smaller photo, adjust and do it the way they've got it to make it fit for that, okay? So anyway, this layout then looks like this, which I'm going to point out you could also do like this if you wanted to. So if you want this to be more your title and you want it to be this direction, you can totally do that. It does work. But either way will be fine. And so there's your second layout. Okay. Next, our third layout. Sorry, let me move this out of the way. Okay, our third layout. How's everybody doing? We doing good? I know these layout pages are always a little bit longer of a video, but if you are wanting to scrapbook, you tend to sit and scrapbook for probably fairly long periods of time. Most people who scrapbook sit down and scrapbook for a while, but if you can't, that's okay. You can do this in sections if you need to. You have a 28-pound cat. Is it part Maine Coon? Because we had some Maine Coons that were quite large. They weren't quite that big because they were part Maine Coon, but... And you have 5 kitties? Oh my gosh. I'm going to have to go back and read these comments because I've missed a whole bunch. Interesting. Jeffrey, I'd like to hear more about that, if that's okay. Maybe you and I can chat about it on text or even on the phone. That's really interesting. So you went to a peer specialist and you learned that the VA will give you an iPad so you can do virtual meetings and education on aspects. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So for this one it has the white background, and then we have our green strips we're going to be using. Then we've got these pieces that are going across for both sheets. So they're going to be like this. And then you have the strips of color. So I know this is a little confusing because if you look at this, it's a little different. And I'm going to explain because now that I've done the other one, I figured it out. Okay, so you have 2 different styles of paper here, okay? So this one has the red on the back. You're going to have one that goes here, and then you're going to flip-flop to this one, and then you're going to flip-flop to the other one. And then another of this one. Okay, so it's going to be like this. Yeah. Okay. But something they didn't tell us on when we were cutting is that you also are going to cut this piece, no, all 4 of them. I'm sorry. You're going to cut all 4 of them. You're going to cut a section off and flip it. So that's what happened in the other page. We didn't even think about it, but that's how it's going to work. So, 3E, hold on, I want to make sure that I'm telling you right before I do this. 3E and 3F. Okay, yeah. So, these 3, we're going to cut, I mean, I feel like that's not even quite the distance. They didn't fold it, right? Yes, that's what they did. They scored it. That's kind of silly. All right, I'm going to do it the way they suggested because I've never done this kind of thing before, and just to see if I like the look, I'm going to do it this way. However, I'm going to point out that you don't have to do it this way. You could cut it instead. So their suggestion for these pieces is that you score the right side at 1/2 inch. So, and I didn't read the instructions on the other one, so maybe that was the suggestion on that, but that does waste paper, in my opinion. I'm just saying. Okay, so they're suggesting we score this. So if we score it at 1/2 inch and then fold this, hold on, and then fold this over, to me that's just wasting 1/2 inch of paper. Like, I'm a frugal crafter, you guys. I'm telling you right now, if you don't know this about me, I'm a frugal crafter. I would rather save the paper. It's just me. Okay. And I'm having trouble. Why did this fold like that? It's like trying to fold not straight. Okay, come on. I scored it. Give me a minute. I'm going to do it again. We have fuzz. Okay. Let's try this again. So at 2 inches, which puts it at 1/2 inch, I think this is harder, in my opinion. I think it's easier to cut it. because it's such a long piece, it's hard to score it flat. See that? It's wanting to buckle. I'm not a fan of this, guys. I'm just saying right now, I'm not a fan of it. So this is what I'm going to do. I am going to cut it at, because this is 2.5 inches. So I'm going to cut it at 1.5, all these pieces. But if y'all want to score it, fine. I just, in my opinion, it's not as easy to do that as it looks. So I am changing it. I'm going to then take this piece and cut it in half. So I have 2 1/2-inch pieces that will go beside these 2 pieces. That's just my preference. I think it's easier to do than the scoring thing. So same thing with these 2 pieces. I'm going to cut off 1 inch. So we'll do it at 1. It's unfortunate, but that's just how I feel about it. I'm going to do them 1 at a time. Okay, 1.5. And this one I can cut. Yes, especially designer series paper and specialty paper. Like cardstock, I don't care. But designer series paper and specialty paper, I don't want to do that. It's just, I feel like it's wasteful. Okay, and I'm going to cut 1 inch off of this one. So I am going to have some extra paper left over when this is all said and done. I'm going to have several inch pieces left because of the way they had us cut it. Okay, and then you're going to end up doing the same thing with these 2 pieces for the other page, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it now. So I'm going to cut these at 1.5. And then had I known that's what they were going to do, I would have changed our cutting instructions. But, you know, hindsight's 20/20. It's fine. We'll make it work. Okay. I can use those on other things. It's fine. I will find a way to make use of them. Trust me. All right, so this is what we're doing. We are going to start over here. I'm going to turn mine this way just because it's easier. So I'm going to start on this side, and we're going from the top down. So we're going to leave a gap here at the bottom. So from the top down, I'm going to add this piece about 1/2 inch from the side of my you can actually use one of these 1/2-inch pieces if you want to, like this, and then set that next to it to get your spacing. Okay, and then I'm going to add this right next to it. This is the piece I cut off. So again, I just feel like trying to fold it, maybe they're going for a particular look, but it's really hard. What do I need to stop? What did I do wrong? She said stop. It's really, I'm not sure what she said stop about. It's really hard to fold a 12-inch long, or whatever, however long this is, 11.5-inch piece. So this is my suggestion to you to make it easier, okay? I'm just saying. But y'all do what you want to do. You can certainly do it the way it's shown. Okay, and then we're putting about 1/4 inch between those pieces. So we're not going to do a whole 1/2 inch now between them, just about half of the space. So I'm going to do like that much. Okay. What did you say stop about, Phyllis? Help me. I'm confused. Okay. Did I do something that I messed up? I hope not. You need to go work on your strawberries. Hopefully we'll be back soon. Oh, okay. All right, so now I'm going to add the little strip next to it, which this is a super cute layout. I do have to say. It's okay, I could not see the... something. I don't know what that's meant to say. I'm sorry. Huh. Okay. So then we're going to put this little strip next to that. Okay. Then we're going to do the alternating color, right? So we're alternating papers. So make sure you've got the right one. It should be the one with the pink on the back. This, I have to tell you guys, this strawberry slush color is beautiful. I am not a pink person. Like it's not, it's more like a pinky coral. But I'm not a huge pink person, but I love this color. It's so pretty. It's really, really pretty. And yes, it totally makes me think of a strawberry daiquiri. It is spot on for like a smoothie or something like that. The light tan strip. Light tan strip? Could not see the light tan strip. This, are you talking about this that has the dots on it maybe? Not sure. I'm not sure if that's what you're talking about or not, sweetie. Okay. So now we're going to do the other side of this. And again, we're putting all these flush with the top of the page. Although that one kind of moved down on me. Yikes. Hold on. That one moved on me. I don't know why. I did something wrong. Let me get it right. By the way, if y'all don't have a little chiseler, you can get one from me for $2. Yes, you can get them on Amazon, and I'm happy to send you the link, and I can get a kickback from them. But honestly, I mean, I buy them in bulk so that, and I don't really make anything off that, but it's a way for you guys to spend less money. I'm just telling you. There's no point in spending however much they want on Amazon for one of these things. I mean, it's worth it, but why pay it if you don't have to, is what I'm trying to say. Okay. I think that's better. All right, so now we'll add this next to that. Just like so. This is a really cute idea. I mean, you could keep going with it and do like 5 on the page if you wanted to, or just 3 on this side and 2 on the other. I think I personally would like that a little bit better, just because the even number is a little bit off-putting to me, but I'm doing it as shown. I'm just not going to fold it. Uh-oh, I'm out. Y'all, when you change these out, look at that. There's a huge glue boogie on here. Make sure you clean them out. Look at that. That is going to keep that from working properly if you just let it keep building up. You need to remove it. So remove all the extra gunk. I still have some on my finger. Ah! Come off. All right. Couldn't see the tan strip. Oh. It's pretty busy of a design. I think that's probably why you didn't notice. I know what you mean. Okay, where did I stop? There, okay. All right. So again, about 1/4 of an inch. And finally, this one. Ah. Yeah, definitely the coral stands out more than this piece. It wouldn't have hurt to have like something else there pattern-wise, but that was a little bit darker than this white with the little dots going across it. But it's fine. It's not as contrast as this is, that's for sure. Okay, so that's what that's going to look like, okay? And then you're going to take one of the green pieces and you're going to add it here. So this is going to be basically 1 7/8 or 2 inches if you want to do it up from the bottom, however, wherever you want to place that. So I'm going to add this. So this is another example of this whole page only has 2 photos on it. Bugs me? Yes. Will I change it? Yes. Probably. It's just a preference thing. I mean, you guys, you can do whatever you want. Like, seriously. You don't have to. I think I'm going to bring it down just a little bit. I'm going to do about 1.5 inches, I think. Hold on, let me look at the other side. Yeah, I'm going to do 1.5 inches. Because that'll give me a little more room to add something above. Okay, so for this one, they're suggesting that you put, hold on, where'd it go? Here we go. So we have these 2 pieces of green. They are a little bit different, and I'm trying to tell which one's which. So I think, so this one is intended, and of course you can do anything you want, but it's intended to have 2 4x4s. So I think this is the bigger one. Yes. Okay, so the bigger one is for this side. Okay, so this one we're going to put here, and you're going to have 2 4x4 photos right here. So we're going to add this on. And you can add either side up if you want. I mean, but whichever one you do the same one on the other side. So I'm going to go with the dark. I think it contrasts a little bit better. And it's not in the center of this. It's actually down a little bit further. So I'm going to go down to about here. It's about 3/4 of an inch is what it says from the bottom of this piece. I'm trying to make sure this is straight. Okay, so you have that on there. Your 2 4x4 photos go here. And you can see that's a lot of page for just 2 4x4. That drives me crazy. I can't do it. Okay, so for me, I will probably add more. For this layout, you are going to be using all of these. So we're going to go ahead and just punch these out. This one is for this page. The family, our family, whatever, 2 pieces are on the other side, I believe. Yep. I have to tell you, this one is a little bit tighter than some of the ones that I've done before. They're not coming out terribly easy. Be careful, I almost tore that one. So if yours are as snug as mine, just be gentle. You don't want to tear it. Okay, so that goes over there. It's funny, some punch outs come out like really well and others take a little more effort. This particular page, at least, is really attached. And there goes that dove cooing again. I love to hear a dove coo. All right, we also have this memories made here, which is a place for you to put what it is, like a little title, kind of like a, oh, it was a, you know, such and such a place or whatever type thing. I've got stuff sticking to my scissors. Time to clean them again. All right, so this is going to be for this page. And then finally we have this little like rose kind of piece. And I believe this is on the other page. Yep, pretty sure. All right, so that can go in my recycling. Gone. Okay, so this has on it, there's a flower right here, but I'm going to tell you that gets super lost. I don't know that I'm going to put that on this. It is this one right here. And I don't think I'm going to do that because it gets lost in this paper. But if you want to, it's they have this here. And then they have that kind of coming out and going across the papers. So if you want to do that, you can. And then you have All Things Grow with Love. That's going to go with this. So I'm going to put this on. And if I don't go all the way over to the edge, I can overlap my photo, which is what I plan to do. Just like that. And then this flower here is also stuck up here. Let me see if I want to do that or not. I don't know if I want to or not. I'm just... like, you can barely see this. This you can see because it's on a different paper, but man, I think I might want to use this somewhere else. I think I'm going to use it somewhere else, guys. I like it. I just don't want to put it there. I think it gets lost. So that's just my opinion. So this one and this one are meant to go up here. If you want to do that, go for it. I think they get lost. So this is my plan. I'm going to do the All Things Grow with Love. That's super cute. We're going to go ahead and put that here. Trying to get it straight. All right. And then I'm going to save, instead of putting this up here and wasting all this space, I'm going to put it down here. So I'm not sure if I want it to go across my photo, or I might even put it over here. I think I'm going to put it right here. So you guys can change these things. Whatever fits for you is what you should do. Because we all have different photos, we all need to make adjustments, and that's okay. So now I can add some extra up here. Let me finish the other side, and I think I'll come back to this side, and we might add some stuff. So let me set this aside for just a second, and let's see what we can add to it. I want to do the other side real quick. So let's grab that. We're going to grab that sheet, flip this over. And I know you guys love my alternative cards, so I'm sure it doesn't bother you that I like to play around with the designs on these and change things. Oh, it's so funny. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, so we want the, this one goes first and then this one. But I'm going to grab this pink piece that's a 1/2 inch. And I'm going to use that as my spacer. I'm just setting it there, okay? This is my spacer. It needs to be all the way at the top, though. So our top is over here this time. So I'm going to flip over this other one, the little side piece that is like orange and yellow. And I'm going to put this, making sure this stays in place. Just holding it. This is going to go right beside that. Stop. The struggle is real. Okay, so we're just going to put this right here. Right there. So that's just a spacer. I basically used it as a spacer. So now I'm going to put this one next to that. Creative license to change, modify, and redo. That's right, exactly. So, I mean, I've made my kits that I make, people adjust those all the time. I had one customer, she's still on my team today. She's kind of come and gone, but she is on my team right now. And every time we sat down and did a layout in person, she would change it and make it completely different. So she bought the kits for me, but she was always changing it. It was so funny. She's like, I hope I'm not offending you. I'm like, nope, I don't care. It's fine. It's your scrapbook. You got to make it. It's got to fit you, you know? So, and that's the great thing is if you don't like the kit, you can change it. I mean, if you like the stuff in the kit, but you want to adjust, you can adjust it. Use it for a stepping off place. People who have been doing this for a while, I can see us doing that regularly. We're just like, I want to change this a little bit. Change it. That's fine. And then you can also buy the papers and stuff and do your own entire unique thing. You don't have to buy the kits. I like all of it. I like to use all of it together. So, and of course I love showing you these guys, showing these to you guys as well. I can talk, I swear. Okay, so this piece, I want it to line up with this one. Okay, so I'm going to bring this back in like I've done so many times before. I'm going to line up my 2 pages, and I'm going to add some washi tape to make sure it doesn't slide. Just like that. And then I'm going to add this on right next to the other one. That way they are perfectly lined up, and I don't have to worry that they're not going to be lined up in my scrapbook. So just add those together like that. Okay, and then this piece again is going to line up with this piece. Now, I have a little change I'm going to make, and you guys tell me what you think. I think I'm going to do at least. So I'm going to add this piece here, so it's lined up with the previous one. Now, this piece, they suggest putting this here, like so. So you can do that, or you could even flip it over and have a different green, which could be super fun because it still coordinates with everything. Which would you guys do? Would you guys flip it and do the lighter green, or do you like the darker green? Which one? Y'all pick, and I'll go with whatever you pick. Okay, so on this side, we're going to be adding the Our Family right here, or at least that's how it has it. It wants you to add it there. We'll see. We've got some flowers, another leaf that's going to go here, and some more flowers up here. So we've got several more stickers here that we're going to be using in this too, or you can add some more photos. So I think I'm going to be adding more photos. I'd flip it to the lighter green, says Kathy. Jill says flip it. Oh, you guys like the light green. Okay, that's what I'm doing then. It's definitely going that way, so I'm just going to do it. Okay. So if you haven't voted, it's fine. You don't have to. We're doing it that way. Okay, so I'm going to flip it to the lighter side, and we're just going to add it here. Hold on, let me get this on screen. I am going, since I cut it the other direction, I am going to just run over that with my, sorry, basically. Can you guys, all right, can you guys see me? Sorry about that, something's up with my wireless. Okay, so I kind of like the 4x4 solution. So you can do this either way. You can do the, I don't know if you guys saw this a minute ago, but you can do the 2 3x4s, which is what they suggest, and bring your flower over a little bit more. Or you can do what I'm going to do, which is I kind of like having the 4x4 there. So I'm going to bring my flower over. So I'm going to bring my flower over to here, which means I want to put just adhesive on this side, not this side of my flower. That way, when it overlaps, it won't be a problem. Hold on, I forgot something before I put that down. Let me move these out of the way. Okay, to this we're gonna add this piece right here. So this is having us use a piece of the peach sticker, but it doesn't say how long. So I am going to trying to decide how much I want to use. I think I'm going to use, it's a little bit wider than the flower. So I'm going to say 4 inches. Let me get close here. So I'm going to use this to just get close. It's probably not going to be perfect. So then I can pop this back in my trimmer. Yes, it's a sticker, I know. And I can cut it straight. It's fine. It'll stick to your trimmer piece, but just pull it off and throw that little piece away. That way you get a completely straight piece. No, it wasn't on your end. I think my it sounds like my, what do you call it? My thing dropped. My internet dropped. I don't know why. So I'm going to put this, I'm going to put it underneath the green. I know it has it overlapping, but I don't want to get into my photo area. So I'm going to just do that. And then I'm going to add this here. Okay, then it also has this piece. right here. And then we have a leaf, which is like the other one we did. I am going to, the top of it, I'm going to dust with my buddy. I wipe it on my shirt all the time. It's so funny. Just because this is going to go right here and I want it to, hold on, this is connected. I'm going to stick it behind if I can. Goodness, can't hold on to that. Stick it behind here. And this is going to overlap my photo a little bit, so this part won't be stuck. That way my photo can slide right under there and no big deal. Okay, so at this rate, what I'm doing is I've got 1, 2, 3, and like I said, you can do 2 of the 3x4s if you want. But I'm going to do a 4x4. I think I like the look of that better, just because it takes up a little bit more space, but also the 2 4x4s and the 2 3x4s, it's just kind of weird for my eye. I like the 3 of one size better. So we've got pictures down here, but now we've got all this open space. Now, obviously I have the Our Family, which I do want to add. And I'm not saying I'm not going to. I'm going to add it. But I'm not sure if I'm going to add it where it tells me to add it, because I'm thinking I might want to add some more photos here. Because to me, this is super... That's a lot of open space for a layout. So I kind of want to add some more to... I don't know where I want to put this. That's the problem. Do I want to add it here? So here's the thing about layouts, and this is not, you know, you can put your titles wherever you want, but I'm going to just point something out to you guys. So the general idea of, let me say the rule of thumb, and by the way, I did make a boo-boo. There is another piece of this under here. I missed it. So you can add another 4-inch piece under here. I'll do mine later, but I'm just saying I missed it, so I apologize for that. This is paper, so I can pull it up easy. But generally speaking, because we read left to right, you want to put your big, draw your focus thing up here normally. Now, again, this is not like a always type thing, okay? So if you want variety in your books, then by all means, put your titles wherever you want, or put the important photo or the whatever. You want to draw the eye to the top left, though, in general, okay? Again, you can always make exceptions to that, but that's kind of the thing. So the directions, I have to say the directions are, they put the measurements for where everything goes and the numbers, and they're largely expecting you to figure out what's happening from that, with the exception of special things like the scoring on the right side. They're putting that there too. So yes, there are things they could do, but I consider it my job as your demonstrator to show you these things. So I'm okay with it, but I get what you're saying. I do, I get it. Okay, so my inclination is to put it over here. However, it's going to get lost up here. So I do think I might go ahead and leave it over here, because I do feel like you can see it a little bit better on the green. And then I can use this area for more photos. What do you guys think? Just curious. Want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. I think that's probably what I'll end up doing. So I can put different size photos up here. I could do circles. I could do a rectangle. I've got lots of options. So for instance, and this is white, but that's not what I would do, but I could put another photo mat here and then add a circle or something up here, or I could put a photo mat like right here and add a circle here. So I think I'm going to add probably 2 more, maybe 2 more squares and then a circle here. And that might be it, just to add 3 more photos to this, because for me, this is just not enough. Like, I feel like I'm showcasing the paper more than the photos. And I want my paper, my designs in my scrapbooks to showcase the photos and be beautiful, but I want more space. Now, there are exceptions to that rule for me. If, for instance, I have a portrait that I have done of my son, and I want it to be the main thing on that page, that's different. But candid shots, things like that are from, you know, a day or whatever of my family or my pets or my whatevers, right? I tend to put more on the page. So that's just me. If you don't mind just having 4 photos like this, then go for it. It's just, you know, it's a style thing. We all have to find our own style. So the cool thing about these is that I can adjust that and make it fit for me. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to make it fit for me. So let me grab something here. I'm going to grab some strawberry. I almost said strawberry shortcake, because that would be a really great color name, wouldn't it? I'm going to grab some strawberry slush, I think. Let's see, how wide is that? That'll work. So I'm going to do a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I just had a scrap laying there, so I'm going to grab that. And I'm going to pop that up here. Just like that. I like that. That pulls this color in. We've also got a lot of petal pink here. And so I feel like that would be a really good color to kind of pull back in. So we have another photo mat here. I think I'm going to pull in a petal pink. So let me grab that color. But again, you guys can do whatever colors you have handy, okay? Do what works for you. I have all the colors, so I can do whatever I want, but if you don't, then just do what works for you. So let's see, I think this looks nice. We have 2 flowers here that are petal pink, so okay, let's see, how wide is that? That's only 5 inches wide, so I'm going to cut this at 5 1/4. Nope, sorry, 5 1/2. Almost did the wrong size. By 4 1/4. Okay. So now we've got these 2 photos, just like that. And I can put these in the same level, or I can put them at different levels. But I like that a lot. It doesn't take away from the design at all, right? Like, you can totally see. And then, where's my, I should have some, yeah. So pretend like we've got a photo here and a photo here. All right. And I'll put our family right about there. That looks really good, don't you think? Just adds a little more of those colors. And then I'm thinking a circle up here. But I don't know what color I want to do that in. Do I want to do it in the strawberry, or do I want to do it in one of the yellows maybe? Or a green? What color would you use? I do, yeah, I like it too. And I'm trying to decide if I want these. I think I might want these in the same spot. I think I'm going to do kind of a mirror image feel on that. And then a circle. What do you guys think? Yellow? I'm feeling yellow. Like, I think that would be like really bright and fun. Let's do a yellow circle. And then I might add some of those flowers back in, because yellow. I'm going to grab my Spotlight on Nature dies, because they have these really beautiful ones that kind of, in my personal opinion, look really great with flower type things. They look good with everything, but they look really great with flower type things. And I think I'll put a circle up here. which means I have to move this over here. I'm trying to decide. I think I'm going to do Lemon Lolly. I think, because the yellow on this sheet is not very dark. So I think I'll grab Lemon Lolly. Is this big enough? Not quite. The bottom across from the tag memories made here. What might you put on the bottom? You mean, okay, well, you could do journaling there. That's a really great place for journaling, is a spot like that. I very often do journal on the actual white paper when I use a white background. So that's definitely possible. Okay, I'll get rid of all that little goodness later. Don't leave that on your thing, but I'm not going to mess with it right now. Okay, so, and of course, my photo, I will do a circle for my photo, but I don't have a circle ready to pretend to be a photo there. So I think we're going to do this. I like this. I like this a lot. Okay, so I've taken it from a 4 photo layout to a 7 photo layout just by doing that. Now, the other thing is you could put our family up here if you want to. That makes it stand out. If you want to do something like that, and then add another photo over here. So that's an option as well. But I think I'm going to let this be its own thing over here. Leave some blank space. Because there's nothing wrong with blank space. But so I can put like my favorite photo in this spot right here, up here in the left. It draws your eye. It also kind of looks like a sun subliminally, which is up in the sky, which is nice. And then you've got all your things. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and add these. So yeah, you could do some journaling down here if you wanted to. That is always an option. Okay. And then we're going to add our family. The bottom of the letters are going to overlap with my photos, so I don't want to put any adhesive there. But I am going to put adhesive everywhere else. Hold on. Let me get this where I want it. And then our right here. Okay. So, and then we'll add this up in the corner. You guys like the change I made? Awesome. I'm glad you do. Okay, so now we have some, and that was the Spotlight on Nature die that I used for that. In case anybody needs to. This is great. You should have this. It's probably going away. I think it's in the last chance. So I would definitely get this before it's gone because this is an amazing set. I love it. I don't know why I'm messing with those because it doesn't really matter. But anyway, put those away. Okay. So then we have, I am going to put the little peach strip under here. I'll get that later, this piece here. But other than that, we did have a few more flowers that I didn't end up using. So we've got this one. I've got these two from this side that I didn't use. We've got this one and this one. And what are the little ones from? Did I miss that? I don't think we used, that's so funny. We used all the little ones that they showed on the main layout. I guess we have extras. So we have a whole bunch of stickers that are the little pink ones left as well. So there's quite a few different flowers I could use on this layout. I'm not going to lean toward the blue ones only because there's really not much of that color in here. I mean, there's a little bit for me. You may have cut pieces that have more of that on it. I think I'm going to go, well, maybe. I'm not sure. I'm going to add this one. I'm going to go ahead and add some powder to the left-hand side of this one. And I'm going to add this one here because that's near our family and it's over a photo. Let me move these. What else do I want to do? I think I'm going to add this right here. I just don't know if I want to add anything else. I just feel like that gets lost. Maybe if it was right here? Yeah, that's better. I like that better. I'm going to just put a little bit of powder where it's going to overlap this photo here. And we'll put that there. See, I don't want these stickers to get lost in the patterns is my issue. So the ones that are on these other spaces, they work, but the ones that aren't, it's a little weird. So I'm wondering, no, I don't want to do that. I'm going to save that. How about this one? We've got this kind of leafy piece, and I'm not sure where that was supposed to go. Who cares? Y'all. Y'all know me. I'm like, I don't care. Yeah, I like that. That's nice. Okay. So I'm going to go with that. That's my layout for this one. I know I've changed it a lot by adding these 3 photos and where some of the flowers are, but I hope you get what I'm saying. Make it yours, you guys. You can do whatever you want. So there's that one. Some notes in the top of the red photo. Yes, you could totally put some notes up here if you want to. Did I get that crooked? It looks crooked. Something's crooked. I'll fix it later. It's fine. And then, of course, we had this one, which I can add to this too if I want to. Wait, did I do that right? No, it's this way, isn't it? It doesn't matter. Either way, it works fine. So I can add, there's a photo that goes here. I can either do a big square one or I could do a circle. It's up to me. I'm going to be adding a circle up here for sure. Probably in petal pink, I think is what I'm going to go with for making a big circle here, and I'll let this overlap it as well. That'll look really nice. And actually, I think I'm going to do a petal pink. You know what? I have it. It's right here. I'm going to do a petal pink. Let's see. Yeah, I think that'll look really good. I'm going to do a petal pink. One of the edges is fuzzy from an old cut here. Yep, I like that. So I'll do petal pink on this, and I'll do a circle up in the top corner. Sorry, I'm trying to get it under there. There we go. Just like that. And then there was a sticker that also was supposed to go here. So I'll go ahead and add that right there. And I may change where that is, but anyway. And it's fine that this is going over this. I probably will choose a photo that has more of the subject closer to the bottom for that, and so it'll work just fine. Like scenery would be nice for that, or something like that where the sky's up here, so it's not really a big deal. And then I'll put a circle up here. And then we have the first one here, which is in, you know, some of my favorite colors because of the cool tones. So love the purples. Added this piece to this layout for sure. I think this is really gorgeous. We have some stuff left over, so I do have some flowers. I actually think I would be more likely to use these flowers on this particular layout, so I may rethink that and add those to this. We still have this strip here, and some of this, we'll have like a 4-inch piece of this, 3 to 4-inch piece of this, and then some of these other words that I haven't used. So honestly, with these words, you can use whatever words make sense for you on these different layouts. To make use of, because those are super cool. I love those. And I do have 2 sets of the stickers, so I can go crazy with that. But anyway, I hope you like these 3 layouts. I'm super tempted to flip this one. I think I'm going to do it like this. I kind of like it like this. But I'm super tempted to do that. So anyway, I really, really love these layouts. I think they're super cute. I love the paper. I love the whole collection that coordinates with these. So I hope you enjoyed this. And if you, of course, if you ever have any questions or you need any information from me, that kind of stuff, please don't hesitate to contact me. Before I go today, I want to do our drawing for free goodies. So I'm going to do some quick announcements, and then we'll do that drawing, and then I'll let you guys go. So don't go anywhere because you need to get the free goodies, right? Like, why not? So, so I'm going to do that first before you guys take off. All right. So quick announcements. I do have my really cute Cheers and Sips club that is going to be closing on the 28th. So if you haven't signed up for this, you've got about 10 more days to go. Get signed up for this. Don't miss out because this is so cute. Now I'm going to point out to you guys that if you don't want the stamp set, you don't have to buy the stamp set. You could actually complete these cards without it. However, you're going to need some sort of sentiment probably to put on your cards. So let me show you the cards. You'll see what I'm talking about. However, this is a super cute stamp set. There is a die set you can buy with it, and you can get 10% off of both, which is awesome. This has all kinds of cute little garnishes. Honestly, they went all out with the garnishes in this set. And then you've got cheers to you, cheers to us, cheers it's your day, cheers let's celebrate, or just cheers if you want to do that. So let me show you the cards that I made, and if you guys want to sign up for this or any of my events, be sure to do so by texting me by the deadline for that event. That's how I take registrations. So IMing me doesn't work. You need to text me. Okay. I mean, if you email me, I'll probably be fine with that, but I really prefer texting because then that's kind of my to-do list. Okay. So these are the cards that we're going to be making. This one is a double flat fold. I put some adhesive on it to keep it closed. So it's a double flat fold, so cute. And you can see here, you can do the cheers and then whatever second sentiment you want to put on there. For this one, I did to you, which is super cute. And of course, that one's in the purples and greens, which I love. This one just says cheers. You don't have to add a second sentiment if you don't want to. I did do some stamping here, but you could totally substitute that for cutout pieces if you prefer. And of course, my purple and green. Love it so much. Cheers, it's your day. And finally, this one was inspired by one of the cards in the catalog. I loved the drinks going in rainbow order like this. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. So I had to do a card similar. And so mine is different, but it was inspired by the one in the catalog. You are going to get a full pack of the celebratory sips paper, which is so adorable. With this club, plus a full pack of the the embellishments, which are so pretty. So don't miss out on this. Super cute. And like I said, you could actually finish these cards without the stamp set if you don't want the stamp set, but you want these cards because you just want to have a few cheers cards, you know? It works. And then for those of you that want the add-on layouts, let me show you that. I think it turned out super cute. So we've got our cheers, or if you wanted to say something else, by all means, I'm happy to change that. And I just love all these colors. It's so bright and fun, and you got all the fun, like, this page in particular has all the fun little garnishes, which is so cute. And I love Bloody Marys, so I had to put a Bloody Mary on mine. And you can put whichever drinks you want on yours from your pack of paper. So it's super cute. I hope you guys like it as much as I do and will join us for this club. Okay, so that's the club. Then we have coming up the amazing every year in color club. Don't miss it. You're not going to want to miss it. This is the new in colors, or are the new in colors for this year. So we have Strawberry Slush, Timid Tiger, Darling Duckling, Cloud Cover, and Secret Sea, which you saw a lot of these colors today in this video. And so June, July, August, October, and November, one each month, you're going to get everything you see here plus a card kit. So you're going to get a full pack of the paper. You're going to get the designer series paper. You're going to get the ink pad, the ink refill, the ribbon, which is a faux linen ribbon. It's super cute. You're going to get the marker and the blends, so water-based and alcohol-based, and you're going to get a card kit designed by me exclusively for this color, which is super fun, and you can use any sentiments you want on that card. So, also, you guys are going to get one color every month of all 8 of those things, and then you're also going to get a free gift from me, which is a pack of our in color flat pearls in these in colors. By the way, they are making the other set of in colors from last year in the flat pearls too, so check both of those out. But you'll get a free pack of these from me, and so it's $66 for each month. You get all the goodies each of those months, due by the 14th of those months, so it's kind of in the middle of my other 2 events every month. We do skip September because there will be a paper share in September, and I don't want to overtax anybody, so I try to kind of work that out. But anyway, this is a great way to get all of the things in your colors every year when we have the new in colors come out. Also, I want to point out that if you are a demonstrator and you already bought all the things in all the colors, but you want my card kits, you can do that. So you can get the 5 card kits plus the PDF and of course the live for $15 plus 5 shipping if I need to send it to you. Or you can buy just the PDF and cut everything yourself for $10. So it's completely up to you if you want to do that. I know that helps some of you demonstrators out who buy all the stuff from yourself anyway. You do have to have the paper and the ink and all the things and the colors to complete the card kits because those things won't be in there. So just wanting to make sure you guys are aware of that. Also, last but not least, if you would like to receive my creative inspiration calendar totally for free every month on or around the 25th of the month, all you have to do is sign up for my email list. I promise to never inundate you with email. Just text me with your email and I'll add you to my list. This calendar includes all of my Facebook Lives that are scheduled. If that schedule changes, it gets updated on my Facebook events page. But this is how I start the month with all of the events that I have scheduled. I have not had my Tip Tuesday on here. Just want you to be aware of that. It's not on here. I may start adding it. I'm not sure. But all the other Facebook Lives are on here. And then it has the information for those Facebook Lives as well. All the other days have a creative prompt on them, so you can do something creative every day, which is so great for our mental health. And of course, it has my contact info. Please contact me, especially by text, anytime you have a question, or email. Anytime you have a question, comment, concern, etc. I'm always here for you guys. No hesitation. So please let me know. I hope to be an inspiration to you guys in whatever capacity I can be. So please let me do that for you in whatever way I can. All right. So now it is time for our drawing. So if I can have a drum roll, please. It's okay. Yes, Simone asked if the live in one of my events is on a day where you can't be on. Is it recorded? Yes, it is recorded. They're always recorded. They're on Facebook for a certain amount of time, though I am working on getting them posted permanently here. But I'm also posting them on YouTube. So you can always visit my YouTube page, Shameless Stamper. Just look it up or throw my name in there. You'll find it. It'll be obvious because it's all creative stuff. So Jeri Mobley or Shameless Stamper on YouTube. You'll find my channel, save my channel, subscribe to it, all the things. And then you can watch all of those posts from my lives there as well. So they will be there in posterity. I'm working on getting all of the previous ones uploaded as well. It's a process, you guys, so bear with me. It's going to take a little bit of time. I'm working on it, I promise. So, yeah. So, yes. No matter if you can't be on live, it's okay. You can still sign up for my events and you will be able to get the recorded version. So no problem. Okay. Jeff, you're a mess. How do you come up with such snarky comments all the time? I mean, it's funny. To me, it's hilarious. Like, I am not that witty. Like, my husband is super witty. I am not that witty. And so I'm super jealous that you can come up with such funny things to say about the drummers every time. All right, so I'm going to put some goodies out here for you guys. We've got the Storybook Moments Designer Series Paper Sample Pack. We've got the Melon Mambo and Granny Apple Green Foil. So Melon Mambo, Granny Apple Green. There's 4 sheets in here, so 2 of each. These are sample packs. Also, you can get the pick 4 ink spots. If you choose this option, you get to pick the 4 colors that you want out of all the colors I have available. I'll send you a list. You can also get a D size Stampin' block from me. You can get, I've got a bunch of these, so please let me know if you want a ribbon that has gold thread going through them. They're super cool. I love these. I use them all the time. Okay, so there's those, the gold holly leaves. And then, of course, the little chiseler, which you guys saw me use several times today. Saves my bacon all the time. If you don't have these in your craft room, in your craft bag, etc., you need these in your life. They're $2 a piece from me. I buy them in bulk from the Little Chiseler Company. They are not Stampin' Up. And I'm happy to get these to you whichever way you want to get them, whether you buy them or you get them free in my drawing. All right. So I always cost you money. That's hilarious. I'm an enabler. I know. I'm sorry. Okay, Simone, hey, please text me. I won't remember. I'll try to remember, but I might forget. So text me for sure. Okay, make sure you text me after the video. I keep fading in and out. I'm so sorry. It's probably my connection. I apologize. Okay, I know. I'm an enabler. I've been told. I'm sorry. I get excited about the product, and then I share that with you guys, and then you're like, I want it now too, and I'm sorry. I'm the worst kind of friend there is. All right, so I'm going to take the link from this video and pop it in the random Facebook comment picker, which is going to do our drawing for us. And I'm going to get all the comments. It's thinking. I feel bad because the people who watch this on YouTube and comment aren't going to be in the drawing, and I apologize for that. But on Facebook is where I do the drawings. So our first winner is Phyllis. Congratulations, Phyllis. Words. Please pick a prize and put it in the chat. And then I'm going to do another drawing next week so that those of you that watch the replay and comment on the replay have a chance to win as well. And then this drawing is from the 4th. And so we're going to draw that one today as well. So let me grab that video. This was our online exclusive. We did a really cute, what was it called? The sailing one. I forget what it's called. It's the sailing one. It's super cute. We made an adorable card. If you guys missed that, check it out. It's awesome. All right. So I'm going to get all the comments from that video. It's thinking. No. Wow. It's thinking hard. Okay, here we go. Hitting start. And our winner is Kathy Zaramba. Congratulations, Kathy Zaramba. You are the winner. And I don't know if you're on today. I can't remember if I saw your name or not. So, please pick a prize, put it in the chat. I hope that you guys will join me the next 2 weeks. I will be on Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So lots of days over the next 2 weeks because I am making up a little bit from last weekend. But next week, we are going to be doing the club, which will not be on this channel. It will be on a private channel. So for those of you that paid for the club, you can join us there. Or if you buy the PDF, you'll also get access to the live as well. That's next Friday. Then here back on this channel, I will be doing the kit collection Pop-Up Pals, which I'm super excited about. That is on the 24th. And on the 20th, oh no, it's not going to be Pop-Up Pals. I'm sorry, it's the blue one. I forget what it's called. I had to change it because I thought that was going to be available and it wasn't. It's the blue kit. It's super cool. You guys are going to love it. Does anybody remember what that's called? I forgot. It's behind me. Hold on. Let me show you. It's so cool. And then on Sunday, we're going to do a technique video. I'm going to show it to you. It's called Beautiful Blues. If you guys missed this, it's in the catalog. And I'm going to show it to you just real quick. Oh my gosh. Bear with me here. Okay. These are so pretty, you guys. Woo! What does it have in here? Night of Navy? Is that Night of Navy? Yeah. So this kit is blues, whites and blues. Isn't that beautiful? I'm not even a huge flower person, but this is gorgeous. So, and of course, this kit has a stamp set with it and an ink spot. So lots of fun. We're going to have a blast with that next Saturday and then a technique video on Sunday. So you're not going to want to miss any of that creative inspiration. So, Phyllis says, thank you. Now I have to buy. Oh, you're talking about the... You talking about the kit? I'm sorry. That's probably what you guys were talking about. Okay, so I want to see, Phyllis wants the Storybook Moments Designer Series paper. It is yours. I don't think Kathy Zaramba, were you on? I didn't see her name, but that doesn't mean anything. I might have missed it. I'll have to text her. All right, so I love you guys. I hope you guys stay safe, whatever weather you're having. And please contact me if you need me. Have a great rest of your weekend, your week, etc. I will see you next Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Thanks so much. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching, etc. God bless.